Today is payday, so let's go ahead and budget out my bi-weekly paycheck using the cashless budgeting method. Let's get right into it. So this is my budget workbook. This is my paycheck budget worksheet. This is actually what I use when I'm planning out my paycheck. So basically, I'm going to give you a step-by-step of my payday routine so that you can implement this in your payday routine as well. If you are on a budget or trying to get on a budget or wanting to pay down some debt, save money, and all of the good things. So let's get right into the very first thing that I do is budget out my income. You got to know how much money you're bringing in. Now, I am an hourly employee. My hours vary depending on how many hours I actually work. How I get my budgeted income is basically I look at all of the paychecks I've ever received in that same year, and I go with the lowest amount that I've ever been paid, because on a good day when I get paid more than enough, then I know that I budget enough money. On a worse day, then I know, okay, well, at least I had $1,900, so I can go ahead and budget from there. So I always start off with a budgeted amount even before I'm actually paid. So my lowest amount of my paycheck has been around $1,900. Now, when I'm actually paid, I actually go in and I update the income to the actual amount, because I want to go ahead and budget all of the money that I actually see or have in my account. So what I actually got paid was $2,471.53. Now, I also include money that is remaining over in my account so that I can go ahead and budget out all of the income, because I like to do a zero-based budget. I like to have sinking funds and all that good stuff. So the total amount that was left in my account before I was actually paid was $1,470.26, which gives me a total income of $3,941.79 this pay period. So I know that that's how much money I'm going to be working with right now when it comes to my paycheck and what I had remaining in my account. Now, I like to do a zero-based budget. I like to budget by categories and things like that. But when it comes down to my paycheck, I like to do a budget by paycheck. And basically what that is I go back to my monthly calendar. That's why it's so important to put things on a monthly calendar, as well as creating a full monthly budget as well. So that's what I do. I put it on the calendar, and then I also create a monthly budget for it. So what I do when it comes to budgeting by paycheck is basically every paycheck has a color. So because all of my things are on automatic draft, except for the things that I have to actually go physically in to spend money, such as groceries, when I'm going out to eat, if I'm going shopping, if I'm getting gas, things like that, everything else is on automatic draft. So I need to know, okay, well, what is going to be coming out of these accounts and what check is going to take care of what, so that way I know that I need to have enough money and sitting in those accounts. So what I do is every time that I'm paid, I highlight my payday, and then I highlight all of the bills and expenses that's going to be taken care of with that paycheck. So because I was paid on the 4th, everything that you see highlighted in pink is going to be taken care of with this paycheck, along with the money that I had remaining in the account. So I'm going to give you a rundown of all of the bills and expenses that's going to be taken care of with this paycheck, along with the money that I had left over. Now, I like to prioritize savings. That's something that I do off the bat. I don't care what bill is due. I don't care what subscription is due or anything like that, because saving is a priority to me. I'm gonna do that first. I do that first because I have things set up automatically before money is even deposited into my account. So the first thing that comes out of my check, the very first line item, is retirement, and I'm budgeting $108.76, and that's pretty much gonna be the same amount unless I actually get a raise or something like that. So it all depends on how much money am I making per year, or my salary or whatever. If my salary go up, then the retirement is going to go up as well. The next line item is my investing. I have a thrift savings plan with the post office. For those that do not know, I do work for the post office. I have a thrift savings plan. I dropped it down from 5% to 3% because this year I'm focusing on paying off all of my credit cards along with the collection account. So I needed to maximize the amount of money that I'm bringing in. So with investing, I'm budgeting $113.79. This too will change as I get a raise. Now, I do have a step increase coming up, so this is probably gonna this is going to change eventually. The next coming checks or whatever, I'm not exactly sure when it's going to take effect, but stay on the lookout for that, and I'll let you guys know that as well. Then the next thing I focus on is my savings, because I want to start saving money. I want to be able to save money before I actually pay bills and things like that. So I make that a priority. I make that a priority because I set up a direct deposit going into my savings account before money is even deposited into my checking account. So I like to create a savings goal at the beginning of the year, and then I divide that savings goal by paycheck. So my savings goal for the year is $6,500. I need to save at least $250 every single time that I'm paid in order to meet that goal at the end of the year. So $250 actually came out of my paycheck and went into a separate bank savings account because I cannot keep the money together. What I realized when I was keeping the money together, once you run out of money with the checking account, it's going to pull from that savings account. So now I don't have I have two separate banks when it comes to saving money and spending money, because I want to be able to be disciplined enough to be able to say, okay, well, this is my savings account and I don't need to be pulling money from there. So I put it in a separate bank. If y'all are interested in a bank, I do recommend Ally Bank, and I do recommend Varo Bank. Now, Varo, I think it's Varo or Varo, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but Varo, I use that with my content creator income. What I love most about that bank is that it has a way that you can like automatically save as you spend money. So if you are a person that's like really stressed out with saving money and you don't know how to save, or maybe you're thinking about like, oh, I don't have no money to save, every time you swipe that card, it will save the change and it will round up to the nearest dollar and it will start saving money for you. That's what I love most about that. And it's like a high yield savings as well. So you would get more bang for your buck than having your money in a traditional bank. So I'm gonna link Varo and I'm gonna link Ally. What I love about Ally, you can use spending buckets or whatever to categorize your money. So I'm new to Ally. I did have a money market account where I just have money just sitting in there, but I'm new to the spending buckets or whatever. So as I learn more about the spending buckets and stuff like that, I will share it. But I just wanted to mention it to you because I did just open a new account with those spending buckets. So I'm going to link Ally Bank and I'm going to link Varo down below in the description box, just in case you are looking for new banks to open to have your money separated from your savings and your spending. Now let's get into the spending, because basically that's what I'm going into. Now I have an Apple storage coming out that's going to be $9.99. I also have to pay my mortgage. Y'all know my mortgage and my utilities goes into a separate checking account as well, because I share those expenses with someone else. So we have two Navy Federal checking accounts, one for my personal spending that I do with the subscriptions and my out to eat and my fun and all that type of stuff, and then I have another Navy Federal checking account that I share with someone that is a joint account or whatever, where we only put $17.50 for all of the bills and the mortgage payment. So that has to come out within this paycheck. Now I like to go to the gas station every single Sunday. However, sometimes it be on Fridays, sometimes it be on Tuesdays. Whenever the gas is low, I just go ahead and fill up. I've been budgeting $50 a week for gas, so that's gonna come out of this paycheck. Also budgeting $82.44 for short-term disability. I got that through my job through a third-party company. If anybody is interested, it's called Washington National, if I'm not mistaken. I have the accidental insurance. I have another life insurance policy for me and my kids, and then I have the disability insurance as well. The next thing that's supposed to come out of the be paid with this check is my Discover credit card. And with my main checking account, basically I just pay the minimum payment. So $106.64 is the minimum payment. Now when I make money online with my content business, I use majority of that money to take care of my debt payment as well. So I try not to really use my own personal income to pay off debt, but I will use it if I have to. But majority of the time I just been using the side hustle income or the content creator business income to actually take care of me putting extra money towards my debt payment after all of the business stuff is taken care of. So $106.64 for Discover. My collections account is $115. My goal this month is to actually have this actually paid off. The remaining balance on my collection account is $1,000. what is it, $1,703.23. So I'm hoping I can make enough money this month to actually get that actually paid off. That would be lovely, to be able to save that $115 and start putting that towards the Discover credit card and getting that Discover credit card paid in full. Now, y'all know Merrick. I always talk about Merrick credit card. Do not recommend you getting Merrick credit card because they still charge you a monthly fee for just having that credit card open, even though there's no balance on the card. So $4 for the Merit credit card. Now the TikTok membership, y'all know I've been saying like, what is all of these subscriptions? So I finally put it in the budget so that I won't get any surprises, and hopefully everything comes out correct. So I'm budgeting $5.99 for the subscription, although I think that it's charging me tax or something because I don't see $5.99 on in my transaction. I'm seeing $6.52, $6 and some change somewhere else. So hopefully I'm gonna be paying attention to it, and I'm gonna see exactly how what the amount is, so that way going forward in the month of August I can have the correct amount down. So now those are all of the bills and expenses that's that has to be taken care of with this paycheck. And the total comes up to $2,648.60. Now, what I do is something similar to like a zero-based budget. And basically, I take my income and I subtract all of my bills and expenses and see how much money do I have left. So if I take the income of $3,941.79 and subtract all of the bills and expenses, $2,648.60, I am left with $1,293.19. And usually with this money, I go back to my monthly budget, and that's why it's important to go back to the monthly budget. I go back to the monthly budget and actually see, okay, well, what else in here that I supposed to budget for? So I know that I'm supposed to be budgeting for food. I'm giving myself $300 this month for food. And y'all know I'm using the credit card. So basically, I got a credit card from APCU, which is my credit union for the post office. I have a limit of $300. So I'm going to just use that credit card just for food. I'm having family coming in the middle of July. So that's pretty much around the time that I'm going to be going to the grocery store. So I think that that's actually have to be taken care of with this paycheck. So on the 13th of July, I will be using that credit card, and then whatever amount, clears on that card, I will send that money back over to that account and have, get the balance paid off in full. So I know that I got to put money aside for food. So we're going to say $300 there. So that's going to probably take it down to like, $900. And I have some sinking funds as well. So I've done majority of my son's back to school shopping. I need to get him some uniform pants. I do need to order him some new shirts. And then I think I need to get him a book bag, haircut, and probably like some regular jeans, because I did a whole lot of shopping, over the summer. I got him all those polo shirts. He dresses down on Fridays, and he have to wear uniforms throughout the week. So, and I already got him a whole lot of uniform pants, but I need to get a couple of new pairs because a lot of them were from the thrift stores and stuff like that. So I'm budgeting $200 for that. So I don't know if I'm actually going to take it out of this paycheck, or am I going to take it out on the 18th? It's probably going to be on the 18th, to be quite honest, because I don't have a whole lot of bills due on the 18th. That's going to cost me a whole lot of money. And I should have a little bit of overtime on that check, as well as I'm thinking my raise may be on that check as well. So I may wait till the 18th to actually do my son's school shopping, so that way I don't have to put it in the budget for this paycheck. And then what else do I have on here? Out to eat. So I'm going to break the out to eat down. I'm budgeting $300 for out to eat. So as you can see, it's separate from the food because y'all know I was keeping it together and your girl was going over. So now I have a sinking fund for out to eat. And what I plan on doing is I'm going to give myself $300 a month, but I'm going to give myself $150 per pay period. So that's how we're going to do that. $150 per pay period because, like I said before, we have family coming in next week or whatever. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna be wanting to do something, probably go out to eat and stuff like that. And your girl love her smoothie bowl, your girl love her frappe, stuff like that. Well, really, I ain't been on the frappes. I've been on smoothies, but your girl just love to eat. Your girl just love to eat. So I just want to make sure that I'm realistic with my budget, and I'm putting myself in there and holding myself accountable with the amount of money that I'm budgeting for. I'm also giving myself $200 for fun. Now, this could be me getting my hair done. This could be me getting my toes done, nails done, all that type of stuff. Eyebrows done. I'm actually thinking about getting my eyebrow tinted and probably getting my toes done or something like that. I still haven't gotten a wig, y'all. I've been talking about a wig. That's why I didn't even put it in the budget this month, because we probably not even going to be looking towards a wig. I'll probably just wash my hair, press it out, and do that type of stuff. But that's pretty much it of everything that I plan on spending money with this paycheck on. So let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions on how I should do this, if you have any ideas, or I'm always open to suggestions and new ideas, y'all. Do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. Do not be afraid to leave your girl some comments in the comment section, so that way I can see them. I can kind of like take a look at it. I thank y'all so much for leaving comments on the other video where I was asking you about how I can lower my phone plan, because your girl got AT&T. AT&T is $175. I'm looking into a new phone provider, hopefully, if I don't get this bill down. But thank y'all for dropping Metro PC. Somebody else said something that's like, I can't remember, but thank y'all for leaving those suggestions down below. But that's all for this video. If you want to see how I budget my last bi-weekly paycheck, I'm going to link it after this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.